What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Tuesday. We had a beautiful night last night. The Money 6 went absolutely off. They combined for 283 DraftKings points with just 6 guys, and I left you off with a good amount of money to fill out the rest of the lineup too. So just to name a few guys, DeMar DeRozan won for 66 DraftKings points, a ton of value from him. Bradley Beal won for 50. Kyle Kuzma won for 52, and he didn't even do anything in the overtime. Markieff Morris went for 47. The guy got caught fire at the end of the game, and he got in foul trouble too. So maybe we even could have saw more upside from Markieff Morris. But all those guys returned a ton of value. So if you ran out any of those guys, you're probably looking pretty good last night. So be sure to drop a like in the video before we get going if you guys are enjoying these videos so far in the early season. And if you ran out any of those guys and had success. And also, if you happen to be new here, definitely hit the subscribe button to get these plays the remainder of the season. So let's hop into it, though. The Joker. First up here, going against Sacramento, a really good matchup. It's going to be an up-tempo game here. We saw what he can do in the up-tempo game against Phoenix earlier this year. He had a perfect triple-double. I think he's like the only person to ever do that, along with maybe, I think it was like Wilt Chamberlain or someone crazy like that. Disgusting stat line. So I don't know if he can have that kind of stat line again, but I could see him flirting with a triple-double with two things working in his favor. First up, Will Barton is going to be out. So that kind of opens up some upside for Jokic for some more possible shots, and also just some more assists and kind of rebounds and just kind of stats that could go his way a little bit more. Will Barton is a guy that can fill it up at the small forward position. So that opens some things up. And then you got Jamal Murray banged up. He played really bad last game, going through that injury. So I could see him being held out of this game against Sacramento. So with two kind of backups there in the lineup, or just a backup and a guy that's less than 100%, Jokic is going to have to put the team on his back, I think, and be able to score around like 25 points, be a little bit more active passing the ball, especially if Jamal Murray is out of this game because he's the point guard. So Jokic will kind of take over that point guard duty here. So at 9,700, I really like his upside of going for like 50 to 60 DraftKings points and returning us around 6 times value, maybe even more in this spot. If this game can stay close and Jokic can absolutely go off, the over-under is a crazy total of like around 230, I believe so. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. I don't fault you for going Anthony Davis. I was kind of fighting between Davis and Jokic, but just the price differential kind of makes my decision a little bit easier, but I don't I could understand going Anthony Davis. I would probably mix it up in my lineups if I was going to do that. So that's my first guy. Then Mirotic is going to be my second guy up at 7,200. So we got both Nikolais on the slate, and Mirotic is another guy that went absolutely bananas last game. In 31 minutes, he put up 36 points. I shot 66% from the field. In this matchup against the Clippers, their point guard and just shooting guard defense is really solid. So that could limit a guy like Drew Holiday, even Alfred Payton scoring the ball. So they're going to be passing it to Mirotic a lot, I think, in this game. And he's going to be putting up around 20 shots probably again in this spot against the Clips. This other game here, it's going to be a ton of points. It's projected around 235 points in this game. So Mirotic can definitely score a lot here, and he has a double-double ability because he's playing down low so often at that power forward spot next to Anthony Davis. And we know that Anthony Davis can be kind of tied up, and some of those rebounds funneling it over to Mirotic, who isn't really a great rebounder, but I feel like he's always in the right spot at the right time. So I could see him getting around like high 20 points and then around 10 rebounds again here. I'm not sure why he wasn't priced up a little bit more than 7,200, considering how well he's been doing and how good of a matchup this possibly could be for him. So really good spot. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. You can put him at small forward or power forward, so it adds a little bit of flexibility to lineups as well. And for my third guy, Dario Saric here. I'm expecting Ben Simmons to be out. He didn't practice yesterday, and he had like a back tightness injury that can be a little bit worrisome to kind of make a guy play through it if he's less than 100%. So I would imagine they would kind of exercise caution with him. As we know, the 76ers like to do that. Fultz didn't really play at all last year when he was dealing with a supposed shoulder injury. I'm not sure how much I believe that was actually like a season-long injury, and then we saw Ben Simmons be held out for a year. Joel Embiid, they were very cautious with him, so I could see Simmons not playing tonight, and that opens up some things for a guy like Dario Saric, who can get some more rebounds, some more shots going up, and he'll get some more minutes. So a solid matchup here going against Detroit. Blake Griffin, he's okay defensively, nothing great. And Joel Embiid could be limited a little bit to Andre Drummond, who can be pretty good defensively and really good on the glass. So at 6,100, I could see Saric really returning a lot of value in this game. It seems like every time Simmons is out, Saric is really the guy that steps up along with the guy like JJ Redick. So at 6,100, solid price tag. I'll definitely update this play if Ben Simmons is back in. But even if Ben Simmons is back, Saric does have the ability, but obviously not the same upside and same ability to return the value. But I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there for the time being. For my fourth guy, Gary Harris. I mentioned how Jamal Murray is less than 100% in that game last time out against Golden State. When we saw Jamal Murray banged up, they went to Gary Harris a lot more. The guy put up 20 shots, 28 points, so he can definitely do it against Sacramento if he can get it done against the likes of Klay Thompson and Golden State. So a really good matchup here. Sacramento has been allowing a lot of fantasy points to shooting guards already on the season, and Gary Harris's usage is just going to go up, I think, again in this spot. Like I mentioned, the Will Barton out as well. Really good matchup. Sacramento really can't stop anyone. So Gary Harris, Jokic, I think they're going to be the driving forces in this offense tonight. So a really good spot. I think he can get around 40 drafting points again here. He's very active defensively too. Against a Sacramento team that really likes to push the pace, Gary Harris could definitely get some steals and be active in that department as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. And then I'm going to go Lou Williams. This is kind of just me kind of thinking what's going to happen in this game. Lou Williams hasn't been great by any means. He's been shooting very poorly, but if there was ever a game for it to get it going, I think it's this game against the Pelicans. An extremely fast pace, and they're going to need some points on offense to keep up with this Pelicans team. The Pelicans can put up points in a hurry, so the Clippers are going to need Lou Williams on the court, I think, to kind of match their offensive upside. And the minutes have been down, but like if Lou Williams gets hot in this game, I could see him easily getting around 30 minutes. Like normally when he is getting going on the offensive end, Doc Rivers will keep him in there for a little bit longer. So this is the kind of game where I think he can do that. The Pelicans' bench is really bad, so Lou Williams can get some success against the bench and then carry that over against the starters if he stays in against them. Jrue Holiday is a pretty good defender, so that kind of limits his upside a little bit, but Lou Williams is a guy that really doesn't get affected by defense sometimes when he's on. He's just unconscious sometimes. So at 5,200, really good price tag considering we know that upside he can drop 40 any given night. And this is the kind of game in a high-scoring atmosphere where Lou Williams really can shine. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. That's the core five right there. And then JJ Redick. Like I mentioned, Ben Simmons, I'm expecting him to be out. So at 5,300, Redick is going to get around 30 minutes and be putting up some more shots most likely like we saw last game against Orlando. So 48 drafting points there. He can be a little bit risky, so maybe a little bit more GPP, but at 5,300 in a matchup against Detroit, who really struggle against shooting guards. Redick had some really good games against them last year. I think he can do it again. So he's probably going to be getting starter minutes again here. He already kind of was, even with Ben Simmons in the lineup. So just even the more reason to go JJ Redick, some more possible shots going up here again. They're going to need the offense without Ben Simmons in this game. And Detroit, they're the worst really against shooting guards over the last year or so. Ever since they lost Avery Bradley, Reggie Bullock has really been struggling against shooting guards. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So that's the money six. You got Lou Will, Gary Harris, Nikola Mirotic, Dario Saric, Nikola Jokic, and JJ Redick. Got some foreigners in there, the nice little foreign trio with Mirotic, Saric, and Jokic. So let's see if we can have another great night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Slap a like if you did. I appreciate that. And definitely subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing? You got to get these plays and just my information on every single slate. Some good advice. I put a lot of research in and kind of do a lot of thinking before I update these. So I'm not just like waking up in the morning and being like, all right, I'm going to go him, and him. Do a good amount of research, so kind of saving some of your guys' time and just a good little thinking out each slate to kind of help you out when you're thinking yourself on what to do every single night. So good luck on this one. Hope you guys make some money. You can follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby for any updates in case like Ben Simmons is playing this game. I can update the plays on Twitter there. So good luck, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.